Good morning. I've been up since 4:40 this morning. Parenting! Alright, so on this episode of Madsen Musings, we're going to talk about giving clients the attention they need to create loyalty. Coming up next on Madsen Musings. Alright, so as the opener described, I've been up since 4:40 this morning because my wonderful oldest child decided to wake up at 4:40 and he did not want to go back to bed. So if I have bags under my eyes, if my eyes are dark, if I'm a little bit more loopy, that's why. So yes, in the opener I talked a little bit about creating loyalty in your clients. And I have a couple examples of how to do that and how it can pay off. Back in 2014, I was contacted by someone that was in Nepal. Now, Nepal is nowhere near where I am in Austin, Texas, but this person found out about me through a friend of mine, a guy that I went to high school with, a fantastic trumpet player. He graduated, went to school, and eventually found himself in Nepal. He is very much into that region of the world, its culture, its religion, and so he was studying in a library there, and he met this person, and they started connecting. And he explained that I'm a composer because she was a author, and she would put her stuff to audio settings. So she would need voiceover, she would need sometimes sound effects, she would also need custom music. And he was like, I've got the perfect guy for you, Nate Madsen, and explained everything. And he was emphatic enough or persuasive enough that she remembered me at home, checked me out on my website, and then contacted me. And we worked together on something in 2014. Project went well, I got paid, she was happy, the work came out, and there you go. Then move forward in time, and I kind of just get distracted by life, kids, moving, all the stuff that happens. And I get contacted this year, 2020, which is like, hey, I would love to work for you again, I have another project. And so we're working right now. It just shows it's a great thing to have loyalty in clients when they come back and they want work. I have another example. I started personal training in 2010 with an amazing trainer named Rick Rogers. I still train with him remotely now, virtual training. But back in the day, I was training with him. I liked him so much that as he went to different gyms, my wife and I would follow him to those gyms. And one time he had to make a change, and I was still under contract at this certain gym. So I had about 6 weeks where I had to finish out with a different trainer, a substitute trainer. I knew this other trainer, I liked him okay, and he seemed like a nice guy, always very friendly, but it was a stark change for me. I had my first session with him, and I noticed it right away. For example, he had me do, I remember I was doing push-ups. I can't remember how many, but I was doing push-ups. And whereas my original trainer, Rick Rogers, would be like intently watching you, coaching you, correcting on form, motivating you, or perhaps distracting you so you can get out of your head and just do the exercises. This guy was literally talking to a coworker who was not training anyone, just kind of joking around. He wasn't watching me, and then I would finish the routine and he would, okay, now you're going to do this, and then he'll get distracted again. And then come back to me when I finish, and then get distracted again. And this happened over and over again. He's either on his phone, or he's talking to a coworker, but he's not tuned into me. This happened the first session, and I noticed it right away. And I treat it as I need to finish my 6 weeks so I can go back and join the new gym that my trainer's at and work with him. Because I knew he was always tuned in, honed in, focused, hyper-focused on what I was doing and what I needed. I'm paying this trainer. I'm paying for his expertise. And yes, he was fulfilling the job, the substitute trainer, I mean. He was fulfilling the job, but he was not giving me 100%. And it was striking because especially when he's asking me to do stuff that's physically very demanding, I'm just pouring sweat and exhausted. And in many cases, working out that way is not fun during the actual workout. You feel great afterwards and you like the results, but during it, it can be kind of just torture. And to have someone not clued in, well, that just felt like, why am I paying you to not pay attention to me while I'm working out? It brings home the point of taking care and paying attention to your clients. For example, if you're on a Zoom call, so many people are doing Zoom calls right now with COVID-19, working remotely. But if you're doing one of these things, yeah. Polka music, got it. I'll make some polka music. I mean, your body language, you're not clued in. You're not focused, you're not engaged. Even if you're really good at listening and retaining all the information the client is giving you, your body language is not portraying, hey, I am invested, you are important, you are valued. There's a documentary on Netflix called Clive Davis, The Soundtrack of Our Lives. I watched this a while back and I meant to do a vlog on it. I got distracted. But this vlog was amazing because you look at artist after artist after artist, or big label band after band after band. They kept saying, I had signed with other people, I was with other labels. But when I worked with Clive Davis, the personal attention he gave me is what swayed me to come back or to stay with Clive Davis and his label. And later on, I won't give away too many spoilers, but later on there's a point when the artists were able to rally around Clive Davis due to something that was happening. Again, go watch the documentary. Fantastic. I loved it. But he garnered that through attention, focus, intentional care of his clients. He cared. He had a personal relationship with each of them, and they became fiercely loyal. I did a little vlog on my website a while back talking about working with a couple repeat clients. I mentioned earlier that person in Nepal that I'm working with on another story. And then also I had that film director, Peter Sapira, who hired me, and he was referred to me by a guy I worked with, again, back in like 2012, 2013, Wade Wofford, on the Answer feature film. And he said, hey, I've got a sound guy for you, and he referred me. That kind of loyalty is just priceless, because as you start out on your video game or audio or film career, whatever the creative work that you're doing, if you're starting out, you have two ways you can approach your career. You can say, I'm going to be a mercenary, I'm just going to be hired and do one-offs and just keep going. And there's nothing wrong with that. And to a degree, freelancing is being a mercenary. You're trained, or you're training yourself to be able to enter a pipeline effectively, learn how they work, do the work, and remove yourself from that pipeline seamlessly. You don't want to disrupt the process too much. So in a way, you do have to have that mercenary mentality. But what I'm after, and what I think personally you should be after, is creating relationships with clients where they are loyal to you and they want to come back to you. They want to work with you. It's a collaboration. And you're invested in them, and they're invested right back in you. That can create bigger dividends over the long run. It is hard to create that. It does take more time. It takes more vulnerability, but it can really increase your return on investment. So think about how you're giving attention to your clients in your emails, in your texts, in your Zoom calls. Don't be doing this. Be doing this, And when they come back with a critique or revision, look at it as the puzzle is not finished yet and you need to figure out how to finish that puzzle. Say, absolutely, how can we fix this? How can I work with you? What's missing about this? If you're having a dispute with a client where you're not understanding what they're saying, then dig down to the root of the issue and say, how can we better work together? If it's a labeling issue, how can you address that? If it's a personality issue, how can you address that? If it's a cultural one, how can you address that? I talk a lot about, in my networking advice vlogs or blogs, creating bridges with people. And there are certain key points, especially in the field that I'm in, where you can have easy bridges, easy points of access where you can most likely create a bridge. Most people like yummy food, right? A lot of people like certain types of fancy drinks. If they like beer, cocktails, or whatever. You're working in a game studio, a lot of people like games. So you can talk about what kind of games do you like? Do you like sports? Just take an interest in people. I talk a lot about that. But if you can create those bridges and see the person behind the emails, the person behind the Zoom calls, the person behind the texts, and they can see you as a person, and you're working on a common goal, then you're well on your way to creating that bridge and creating that relationship. And then hopefully they'll be loyal. And keep in mind that we are a nanosecond culture right now, right? I mean, I don't even let the microwave get to 0 before I'm opening it up. I'm like, all right, well, this food's done. And I take it out. We are a nanosecond society. We want things quick. We want things fast. Our attention spans are that of a gnat. So think about the fact that the 2 examples I have in my own life that I'm going through right now about being referred or having a follow-up were years apart. I thought I was done with that client. Not in a bad way. I thought they just had, okay, one and done. And then they came back and they surprised me. Like, hey, it's so great to hear from you. Let's work together again. I have other clients that are a lot faster about coming back to me. Megan Fox with Class Bomb Games, for example, she and I worked together quite a bit over the course of 10 years. But there's other ones that take a little bit longer. So think about the short term and the long term. Be patient. Don't have that now mentality. And also, again, like I said in the previous vlog, take an interest in people. Create relationships. Create connections with people that are authentic. And if you do good work and you do that, then they will come back. It may take a while. It may not happen in the way you expect or plan, but they'll come back.
People will come, Ray.
And you'll keep having work, and they'll be loyal to you, and you will be loyal to them. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's inspiring. Reach out. Let me know if there's some ways that you have shown a client attention, a way that you've won loyalty with a client. Let me know how you've done that. And I will see you in the next video. Hit like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks, guys and gals.